معانا باذن الله. الاول بشكر حضوركم واستقطاع الوقت ده من وقتكم. لو الصوت مش واضح يا ريت حد يعرفني، يبعت لي على الشات. السيشن النهارده احنا هتبقى بالمشاركه مع مستر سانتوش كومر. مستر سانتوش هو الريجنال مانجر لميا وتركيا. ان شاء الله انا هدي الانترودكشن ومستر سانتوش will continue the surveillance portfolio، وفي الاخر ان شاء الله اختم بجزئيه اخيره. الاول اللي ممكن يكون ما قابلنيش قبل كده او يعرفني، انا اخوكم عبد العزيز ريحان. انا سيلز مانجر لافريقيا والسعوديه والكويت في بروميس تكنولوجي من اكتوبر 2017. النهارده احنا هنحاول بقدر الامكان ان احنا الو في مشكله لسه في الصوت؟ لو في مشكله في الصوت او اتحلت حد يقول لي. سانتوش.
Now it's okay. Now I can hear you.
Okay, that's great. طب خليني ارجع في السلايد دي او اللي قبلها. انا عبد العزيز ريحان، انا السيلز مانجر لافريقيا والسعوديه والكويت. ان شاء الله النهارده معاكم انا هدي انتروداكشن، ومستر سانتوش كومر الريجنال مانجر لميا وتركي هيتكلم معاكم عن البورتفوليو بتاع السيرفيلانس، وان شاء الله اختم معاكم. النهارده الاجنده بتاعتنا هنتعرف مع بعض مين هي بروميس تكنولوجي، ايه البورتفوليو الخاص بالسيرفيلانس سولوشنز، وليه حضرتك تختار بروميس اجينست اذرز، وايه السبورت اللي بنقدر نديه للبارتنرز بتوعنا والكاستمرز. فخلونا نبدا مع بعض ان شاء الله. نبدا مع بعض. مين هي بروميس تكنولوجي؟ بروميس تكنولوجي هي فاوندد سنه 88 في كاليفورنيا يو اس اي، وليتر اون بقت بابليك كومباني في تايوان ستوك ماركت. المصنع بتاعنا هو مصنع وحيد بيخدم العالم كله في تايوان. بروميس تكنولوجي احنا دايما بنقول ان احنا انجينيرنج كومباني. ده علشان مجموعه من النقاط كده اللي احنا شغالين عليها. الاول الهيستوري بتاعنا من سنه 88 او الفوكس بتاعنا هو على الستورج سولوشنز، وده ما اتغيرش لحد هذه اللحظه. بداياتنا كنا بنعمل الشيبسيتس اللي هي الاي سيز او النورث تشيبسيتس اللي بتركب على المذر بورد علشان تكنترول كوميونيكيشن بين البروسيسور او البروسيسنج باور والهارد ديسك. وليتر اون عملنا الريد كارز او الاتش بي اي كارز، لان احنا عندنا النو هاو بتاع الريد تكنولوجي، واحنا اللي بنكتب الكودز بتاعتها. هي مش او ام من حد واحنا بنستخدمها، لا احنا اللي بنصنع، احنا اللي بنكود اليونتس بتاعتنا. وليتر اون بما ان احنا عندنا النو هاو قدرنا نعمل السب سيستمز او الستورج سيستمز، وبعد كده ابلاينسز وخلافه. بقول ليه انجينيرنج كومباني علشان احنا لكم ان تتخيلوا ان 40% من المان باور الشركه هو ريسيرش اند ديفلوبمنت، و20% كواليتي اشورنس. يعني بنتكلم في حوالي 60% من المان باور بتاعه الشركه قائمه على ان هو يطور منتج او يطور منتجات موجوده او يحسن اداء او يطلع منتج بكواليتي عاليه جدا. ده النقطه الاولانيه. النقطه الثانيه اكوردنج لعمرنا الطويل ده، جزء اساسي من اي شركه ستورج هو ريسيرش اند ديفلوبمنت. بس لما تبقى شركه عمرها اكتر من 30 سنه ويكون الريسيرش اند ديفلوبمنت فيها بيصرف في المتوسط حوالي 15% من بادجت الشركه سنويا، ده معناه ان احنا بنصرف كتير جدا على ريسيرش اند ديفلوبمنت. وده يودينا للنقطه الثانيه، وهي برضو نقطه ليه هي بروميس تكنولوجي انجينيرنج كومباني. احنا 60% من البيزنس هو اللي بيجي من حضراتكم البارتنرز بتوعنا والسيستم انتجريتورز، لكن 40% من البيزنس بيجي من او اي ام واو دي ام. احنا بنصنع منتجات بتبقى او اي ام ل ايكو سيستم فيندرز، او حتى كمان بيجي لنا ديزاين وبنصنعه ويبقى او دي ام. ده ليه احنا انجينيرنج كومباني. معظم ان لم يكن كل اللي موجودين، خلينا نقول معظم اللي موجودين في الشركه هم انجينيرز، وطبعا مع كامل احترامي طبعا لكافه التخصصات، بس بما ان احنا متخصصين في ستورج تكنولوجي فدايما هيكون ده السائد ان احنا يبقى كل او المعظم هم انجينيرز. بروميس تكنولوجي هي عندها بارتنرشيب والاينس مع ابل، واللي متابع الجزئيه دي بالتحديد في الجزئيه بتاعه الميديا للماك برو الجديد اللي اوريدي ريليزد في يناير 2020. لو حضراتكم دخلتم على السبيكس بتاعته هتلاقوا ان الستورج كيت بتاعته اوريدي انجينيرد من بروميس تكنولوجي، وده يدي حضراتكم قد ايه او انديكيشن يعني قد ايه بروميس كين على قد ايه الكواليتي اللي بيطلعها في المنتجات بتاعتها. 75% من بزنس بروميس علشان ما اخدش من الوقت كتير هو بيجي من يو اس اي وايميا ماركت، والباقي طبعا من بقيه الدول المختلفه. بروميس تكنولوجي هي وورلد وايد كامباني عندها مكاتب مختلفه في العالم كله علشان سبورت الكاستمرز بتوعها. احنا موجودين فين؟ الاول الريسيرش اند ديفلوبمنت اوفيسز بتاعتنا 7 مكاتب في العالم، موجودين في 3 بلاد، موجودين في يو اس اي وموجودين في تايوان والصين. عندنا مكاتب مختلفه في العالم كله في اوروبا واسيا وامريكا، مكاتب كثيره جدا اذا كان خاصه ب از سيلز فورس يعني او تو سبورت التشانلز والكاستمرز بتوعنا، اذا كان سبورت او ماركتنج وسيلز اوفيسز او مان باور. ده وجود بروميس في العالم كله. بروميس تكنولوجي زي ما قلت لحضراتكم احنا الفوكس بتاعنا على الستورج سولوشنز. لما بدانا نعمل السب سيستمز بتاعتنا او الستورج سولوشنز احنا قسمنا البورتفوليو بتاعنا ل3 ماركت سيجمنتس. عندنا بورتفوليو او سولوشنز خاصه بيهم، اولهم هو الريتش ميديا والبرودكاستنج، الثاني هو السيرفيلانس، الثالث هو الداتا سنتر سولوشنز. وكل البورتفوليو ده عندنا اوريدي ريفرنس كيسز موجوده اوريدي فيه، وعندنا بورتفوليو واسع ليه. النهارده احنا ان شاء الله هنتكلم مع بعض عن البورتفوليو الخاص بالسيرفيلانس، ولو اي حد انترستد ب اذا كان ميديا برودكاستنج استديوهات والسولوشنز بتاعتها او داتا سنتر، موست ويلكم ان هو يبعت لي او يكلم البارتنرز بتوعنا او الديستز اللي موجودين، وطبعا يشرفنا طبعا التعاون من خلال جيتكس. طبعا النهارده احنا هنتكلم عن السيرفيلانس بورتفوليو، وان شاء الله Mr. Santosh will start the surveillance portfolio with you and I will conclude at the end. Mr. Santosh, your turn.
Hi everybody, thank you for your time. This is Santosh and I will again wish you wish you good for Ramadan, and soon Eid is coming. So here, what I will be covering here in this is Promises product line, and I believe many of you might have gone through it in the past and might know us personally as well, but if some of you are new, then it might be a new information for you. So just to build what Promise provide into the surveillance portfolio, so let's build a generic view of surveillance architecture. So in that case, you can say you have a camera network, you have a server network somewhere, display or analytics management, etc., connected by IP backbone and recording servers. And this all is actually managed by the VMS. Storage doesn't come in this actually. Storage stays outside the VMS purview. For VMS or any application, storage is more like E drive or F drive or whatever drive it is. How that is handled is outside their work. So we at a Promise are actually the core storage company. That's our bread and butter. That's what we do. So if in this topology, if we minimize the recording requirement, which includes one recording server, one say networking and storage, right? So in that case, what we have done in the past, we were the first one to do it after our very good experience making NVR product for Sony. We combined them together and we created something we call a VES series or VES appliance. So this appliance, you can see in this way that this appliance is an enterprise level server with a inbuilt enterprise storage, or other way around, you can say it is an enterprise level storage with a server platform. So which means that you can install any VMS into the storage machine itself. And this is a Windows based right now, because our original product is Linux based as well, but there are not many VMS of Linux type in the market. So yes, so we create a Windows machine. So this is basically what we are doing there. We are reducing the cost of recording and storing the data. So from there, you can say this is what we have total our portfolio. So we have different kind of products. So now from the left side, if you can go, then it's we have a very large enterprise level uh, storage appliance. So from storage appliance, you can say this is a A78 and A68 version are 24 bay. So you can say you can have a 24 drives inside the unit itself. So it's a huge system. Actually, we have many uh, installation in Egypt itself. So yeah, so we have quite a this is kind of an enterprise level for a high end requirement. Then we have A6120, which you see here. It's a server platform. In case in some requirement, server and storage must be separate. So in those kind of requirements, we have this server uh, product lines. And then we have this VES A3340, which I consider as a very sweet spot, which is 8 drive systems, Xeon eCPU. So in most cases, it's kind of very versatile product line, and we have the quite a few installation of these products. And then we have a smaller version, which is a 6 bay system, single PSU, to again 4 bay system. And on the rightmost, we have our latest offer, which is a 2 bay system, 2 drives only, and it's a again Intel platform where you can install any VMS, whether Milestone, Digifort, or whichever, ExxonSoft, you name it. And this cute little product is actually designed for very specific market, which includes, say, ATM machines or small shops, or which still need an enterprise level VMS environment, but don't need a very large machine because there are not too many cameras. So it is not competing. Still, it is not competing with NVRs like Hikvision or something NVR. No, it is not. It will still be expensive than that. I forewarn you on that one. But if some installation, mainly from banking sector, which actually need to connect their remote unit to their central location, so they need very again very reliable platform at the edge side. So for those kind of places, we have this product built for. This is really very nice. It's nice looking also. If somebody want to put in their living room, it looks nice there as also. Then we have on the bottom of the slide, you can see we have unified storage, which is actually the main product here. So unified storage, which has a SAN and NAS both protocols supported, from the VES-R series, which is our main push for surveillance market, as well as we have a VTrack series, which is high-end product and mostly focus on our data center and rich media markets. But again, this is also very much capable product for the surveillance. I mean, it's a storage with our own promise technology inbuilt into it. And then we also have a very high density JBoard systems, which is a very requirement specific. So in high density JBoard systems, we have a 60 bay system and 102 bay system. So it means 102 drives in a 4U, very heavy system. Other than that, we have a very high-end servers here for video analytics, as well as management, as well as display. So yeah, so we kind of, in general, other than camera and switching, we can say that we can provide almost every component, every hardware component of the surveillance environment or setup. So that is a general portfolio from Promise. So going from there, okay, why it is going back? Okay, so the product side. So I'm giving a quick idea, a quick overview of this new product, which I'm saying this is a two-bay tower. Towers. It's not. It is not rack mount. It's a tower based, so easy to install anywhere, and looks. What we have here is a two drive systems with 250-watt power supply, 8 GB memory, and 128 for M.2, and it has a 2 gigabit lens. And in general, whatever happens, whatever in general server requirement we have. So this is a very small package, but very powerful system to do the job. So we are we are targeting this one to up to 16 camera setup, which might, it might be capable of doing more than that. But we are targeting it to a 16 camera range, as I said, like ATM machines or small shops or that sort of thing. This is what market segment we are looking into it. From banking and finance, commercial places, a shop or something, residential places like a villa or that kind of places, or retail stores. Windows, it is also Windows based recorder. All right, so then this is, as I said, we have a 83340, which is 8 base system. Again, Xeon CPU here, 16 GB RAM by default, 2 gigabit port, Ethernet port, which can be, we have a PCI slots here where we can attach additional interface if we need. We have expansion through iSCSI, so we can have a large storage here if you need anytime. Windows based right now, we are supporting up to server 16. Server 19 is still, kind of in integration in a integration phase. All right, so these are the, I will not bother you with these all details because many of these you can find in data sheet. We have in this one, we have two models, one PSU, single PSU and dual PSU. So, both machines are same, just a PSU is different. But in some places, they must have dual PSU. So it's a little additional cost for us and for the customer as well. But both are similarly capable machines. This is our flagship product, which has been, we have been working on this product. This model, right? Current model is, of course, the latest generation, but this form factor and this design is the first one actually in the industry. Way back in 2009-10, we came up with. As I said, with the appliance format where you have a server and storage in one. Now we have a lot many products from many competitors, but this was the first one. It's original generation, which called VES A2600. Now this is right now we have a VES A6600, the latest generation with again Xeon CPU, and the spec is there, but this one has one special, one very good, if I may point, a very special feature, which is, I cannot, I don't know why I cannot. All right, highlighter is not working, but anyway, so all right. So the only thing is that the very special thing is that this unit comes with an inbuilt SAS expansion, which is very, very, very interesting, because what happened in SAS expansion, that if this server can suppose handle 100 camera, I'm just throwing the number, and it has capacity of 100 terabyte. But if you need 100 camera to be handled, but you need a capacity of 200 terabyte. So in general, what will happen is you will have to purchase the same machine, 2 units of the same machine, even though each machine is being used just for 50% of its strength, right? So what we can do is we can provide you a JBoard behind it directly to expand the capacity. So you have just one server and one server license to deal with, and you have all the capacity you want. And it can go up to say 4 JBoard behind it. Also, although I don't think anybody will need so many storage in so small, but capability is there. And then again, the iSCSI expansion is of course always there. And then rest of the what you can say, rest of the spec is there. So of course in data sheet it will be there. Again, the next one is 6800. It's 6600 and 6800 is kind of similar product with just a the size is different. So this is a 4U 24 bay unit. Another one was 3U and 16 bay unit. Rest of motherboard and the technical spec is similar. This one also has the SAS expansion behind it, so can have a lot and lot capacity if needed. 6800 is our this generation product, like 6000 series generation. Before we did not have a 24 bay or 4U unit in this model. Yeah, so this is 6800, and the next 7800. Now I must say 6800 and 7800 are similar product. I mean, they are more or less same product, but we realize that in many cases the customer requires us to have E5 CPU. We know that our E3 CPU is quite capable. If I'm saying my machine can handle say 150 camera, we take responsibility of it. But if the spec is written in the requirement already that it requires E5 CPU and so on and so forth, then we have to provide it. So this product is the same as the 6000 series, but with a Xeon E5 CPU. You can say that's the major difference. The rest of it is similar. In fact, their performance is also kind of matched so close to each other. So I cannot say this one can handle more camera than my 6000 series. Actually, not. Sometimes even if it's opposite. But this is just to fulfill that E5 CPU requirement. Again, as I said, it has a SAS expansion. So here, just to show you, this is the SAS expansion inbuilt into the system. So here we can, it's a 12 gig SAS, so 12 by 4 port or 12 by 8 port, I think. So I think it's a 4 port is at least 48 Gbps link from here. So it's quite heavy performance here. All right. So this is how it looks like from rear, and that's the same again for 7800, which is again 4U 24 bay, similar spec. Yeah, so this can kind of fulfill much of the market need that we have our main product offer in West Appliance series. All right. So going from there, next we will say this is our unified storage. And this is our kind of major product as a storage. Of course, West Appliance is a storage product, and but West Appliance is more of a surveillance specific product, of course, because that's where its application lies. But our main dual controller unified storage is the data storage units that we provide. As you can see from here, we have a 3U 16 bay and dual controller, dual power supply, fan, and all those architecture here. The below one is JBoard expansion for the same machine, and it has it's a very powerful machine. As here I can see it's a Broadwell storage processor. Here we have it's very reliable, no single point of failure design that we follow on here, and copy to flash write back protection. I mean, again, I can go on in every detail of every product, but I will kind of try to go faster on it. It can have the latest technology wise. It can have up to 208 drive in single scale up. So which means one bus RAID and 12 JBOD behind it. So 12 of these behind it. So quite a huge capacity. So if you have a 10 terabyte, we are talking about 2 petabyte of storage just in single scale up, which is huge requirement. Again, as an engineer, I can say that not many people will go like that, but can be done. There's multiple uh, controller interfaces, which is GBE, and again you have a 16G fiber channel, 10 gig, iSCSI, 10 gig iSCSI, and you have 12 gig SAS expansion as it was last time. Here you have a SAS expansion on this one, and on this one here, this one. Which one is that? Yes, this one. All right, data. It has now. As I said, this is unified storage. So unified storage means it has both SAN and NAS protocols supported, and it can both protocol can be supported simultaneously. What I mean is, if suppose it has total 100 terabyte of storage inside, we can use 50 terabyte for SAN purpose and 50 terabyte for NAS purpose. Again, SAN and NAS is different. That's a different explanation. We can do it some other time, but yeah. So we can do that simultaneously. We can have a simultaneously iSCSI connection, simultaneously NAS connection. So but and then we have multiple data services provided into the system, which of course there are requirement of a higher RAM for data services, but that includes thin provisioning, snapshots, thin clone, SSD caching, and so on and so forth. And there are multiple SAS protocol kind of supported in it. Going to next from there. Okay, so here is VES R3000 series storage solution can be used in data intensive environment such as virtualized environment, cloud data centers, small to medium size enterprises, applications like database, file sharing, backup, surveillance, and cloud data integration. So it's kind of very powerful machine for multi-purpose. But for each purpose, because as I said, we are the storage company, we write the code. So every line of code written into it, other than OS, which is Linux, we own that code. So what it means that as per the application here are, because every application has different requirement for data movement. Like surveillance is 99% write only. But database has a lot of small read and writes. Cloud has a lot of small read and write. File sharing has a lot of read, but very little write. And backup has like occasional write, and so on and so forth, right? So there are so many different the requirement of each application. So what we do is we tune and tweak our the firmware and hardware just for an application. So that's the same machine can be used. It's like you can have a same Toyota car, but can drive that in a hot desert of Saudi Arabia as well as very cold Russia also, because you just have to kind of tune certain part of that car, to be capable of handling the environment. So that's exactly how we handle it, right? So this is giving a little bit of a overview of the topology. So you have a NAS clients around here using the switching 1 gig switching, and then you have a SAN client, say a high speed 10 gig iSCSI clients, server clients going through the 10 gig link, and then you have fiber channel clients which can go through fiber channel, and so on and so forth. Yeah, here I would like to highlight one thing. 10 gig and fiber channel are two separate models. So we can have either 10 gig or fiber channel, but the 1 gig is a part of every controller which we can. So here you can say model, different model. So if 36I stands for iSCSI, so it had just 1 gig, 4 of 1 gig ports per controller. If I go to previous slide. So here you can see per controller we are talking about 10, 4 port of 1 gig in each controller. Yeah? But if I have a FI, so FI stands for fiber channel and iSCSI. So here is a fiber channel and iSCSI. XI is for 10 gig SFP, and then T is for base T 10 gig. Yeah. So this is a little bit now nomenclature, and then this machine can provide multiple of data services: storage, pooling, snapshot, thin provisioning, thin cone, SSD acceleration. Some of the data services are licensed, but many data services are kind of inbuilt in the system, pre-licensed, you can say. So this is just giving you idea of the best storage, the topology and environment. Yeah. Now, this is a quick bio guide. I think we have an update on it. This one we will have a new unit here, so can update it. But rest of it is, this is kind of giving you a quick idea of how many camera range it can happen. So here is a VES A 8020 or 21. This is just a superficial difference. Up to 16 cameras here, or 35 cameras, 6400. Yeah. 150, even 200. Although I suggest not to push it to the limit, I will suggest to keep 20%, at least 20% kind of gap. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Rather than pumping 200 camera into this machine, I would say keep it around 150, 160. It's better. That's because I'm conservative, so it's okay. And here is the VES RAID series. Yeah. So VES RAID series is the one I was just explaining for additional storage. Yeah. So this one actually Abdelaziz can share with you this file. This is part of a PDF file which you can get and kind of quickly take a reference of it. And as I said, in these all machines, VES A, here you can see where is it? Here you can see, host interface is, these are different interfaces, right? So these interfaces can be increased. We can just add extra PCI NIC card, and we can just increase it. Or if the requirement to have a dual, because all of these machines, which are appliance machine, they come with a single OS drive. It's like a C drive, 128 GB of SSD is on board. But in many requirements, there are a dual drive is required, like a RAID one on for OS. Again, we don't have it on board. I must tell you that, because the requirement is very limited. And we are not off-the-shelf servers. We are very purpose-built servers. So we kind of take care of that. So for having a dual OS drive, we can again have a PCI-based, M.2 adapter, and that PCI-based M.2 drive and onboard M.2 drive, we can mirror it from the BIOS. So that can be achieved, nicely. So there is no problem whatsoever. Yeah. And then again, so what is here? So there are many kind of CPU and many variety of product here. And when we say the camera range, I can assure you that we have tested it, and so we are confident that we can handle it. Huh? So the second is, what is why I'm keep on saying it's a purpose build for surveillance. Purpose build has a purpose of it. What it means is we create our product for surveillance, which means, as Abdelaziz told in his presentation, that we have a product in different market, like rich media products, we have IT products, we have a surveillance product. So we make a product for the application. In this case, For the surveillance product, we verify with all major VMSs. You name it. In fact, some VMS like say Bosch, we are one of the very few qualified storage. With the milestone, we used to have a very close R&D to R&D, relations with the Exxons of Digiford, you name it. So we are kind of qualified with most of the major VMS. We optimize performance. Now, optimized performance is very important here because, as I said in the beginning, that for surveillance, the major important part is we don't lose the frames. We don't lose the data, the important data. And it is happening 99% you are writing into the storage or you are writing into the unit. So our writing has to be very stable throughout. And we are talking about 5 year, 3 to 5 year of the lifespan of the product. So it has to be very stable. That's where we focus. And as I said, we write that piece of code. We create that hardware to do it. So we kind of know what to fix it and where to fix it. If I do the OEM, if I buy hardware from somewhere, software from somewhere, put them together, I will not be able to even understand what to do. As I said, minimum frame loss and quotation. This last one is important because for our our channel partners, because if you quote some well-known brand to some project, and they say which one you are quoting, they just go online and search that product. They know their MSRP and they know how much you are earning from them. Yeah. In our case, because our quotation is only for the channel, it kind of give you better return. Let's put it this way. And for the one I said, optimizing the performance and minimizing the frame loss, increasing reliability, and all those, we have our own in-house technology we call Smart Boost. Okay, so this Smart Boost is a promise technology where we kind of fix we improve the system. So let me quickly go through it. Yeah, I still have some time. Let me quickly go through what is Smart Boost technology. Before that, here is a quick our planner surveillance project design tool. I do hope please go through it. Use it. It's a very helpful tool. And let's see if it can help you. It can give you primary idea. I will still say that you should still consult us individually for the product, but this can give you like a very first step how to move. If you have idea that I have this hotel to design the solution for, and it has say 150 cameras, so what to do, how to go about it, so we can help you from here in the very initial stage. And okay, this one is another one which I am unfortunately I cannot I cannot share online. When I'm doing this presentation in the meeting room, it's easy to see. This is not our video. This is a video just to show that how much difference a PC application, a general any application, mail server, web server, you name it, and surveillance application can the difference between use. And we are talking about the 5 year running the system so fast and so engaged all the time. So this is where unfortunately on the online I can it's not going that well. But the point being that the drive engaged in surveillance right is it's like a marathon runner running all his life. So it's just running, not even walking anytime. So we can have a very strong marathon runner, but cannot run whole life. So these drive kind of do that kind of job. They are running whole their life. So, but the point being, can we, as a storage vendor, who is the one responsible for handling the drive directly? I mean, for the VMS or for the OS or for anybody else, drive is just a logical space. But for a storage vendor like storage technology company like ourselves, drive is a directly linked component. So we kind of directly deal. The IOs which is going to the drive is going through us. Yeah. So how can we improve the system performance some way or another to kind of reduce the stress on the drive and thus increasing the reliability of whole system. So this part is just so smart boost technology actually focuses on that. It has a four major component, a software component, because smart boost is also in the hardware and mechanical, but just from the firmware side, it has a four major parts. Smart stripe, we call it, is increase increase and stabilize performance. We have a playback enhancement. We have some hard disk error management, and then we have some mini AI improvements. But I will focus on just quickly because we don't have too much time, from something called a smart stripe, right? So for a smart stripe, what is our goal here is to sequentialize and stabilize that data. And so how we do it? So let me give you a quick example how it works. Sorry, because of this laser pointer, I cannot click this to move next slide. So I have to do next, right? So now here you see you have a camera on one end and you have a drive on other hand. And just imagine everything in the middle is black box, whether it's a networking, or VMS or servers and all those kind of things. So it's a black box in the middle. So the point being that all the camera, when they generate data independently. So it means when a data is being generated and it is being written into drive somewhere else, then next data is coming which is sitting somewhere else. So this all becomes a very, very random exercise. Right? So random exercise in my storage technology is the bad part. It's a bad thing. Right? So data should be random. It should not be random. When it is random, you have high latency and you lose performance. But the problem here being that because the cameras are independent, we cannot control it from data generation side. Data will be generated randomly. No can do, right? So how Promise can help it? So what we do is, so this is just to give why the random is bad. So this picture can show you, because when you have a data, the blue sector you have to write, the red sector you have to write, if they are coming one after another. So what you do here, yellow is a command handling, blue is the data handling, and green is command status. So only 15% is actually for actual data. Rest of 85% time is used to reach the location within the drive. So if you have two blocks are coming which are separate, which are not one after another, you will have to use 85% time each for each command just to locate the sector. If I sequentialize it, say I write red and then I keep on rotating it and then reach red, blue and write it in one go, I have removed one secant rotate. I just did it in one go. So that's kind of a quick giving you overview. I can, this is technical. Again, I can go into detail, but next time, some other time. So how we do it? We have a surveillance aware buffer. We are collecting the data, whichever is coming from camera within the buffer. Our algorithms are identifying the blocks and identifying locations of the block within the drive, and then writing it as per the sequence of that block within the drive. So if from one drive, if I have 50 blocks, I will kind of resequentialize them to write it one after another, not like a 1, 15, 19, and so on and so forth. Right? So when you are writing, you kind of write sequentially within the drive from the buffer. Yeah. So what it does is kind of sequentialize the writing and it reduce the latency, improve performance drastically. Although the improved performance, I cannot put the number here because I don't know the actual when data is collected here, the actual randomness of data. In some cases, it might be extremely random. In some cases, it might be already in a better condition. Yeah. So, but it improves the performance drastically. The second part of the same is on a vertical side. This one is little interesting, and if you know the RAID technology, you will figure out it very, very easily. What happens in RAID technology? We know the RAID, mostly RAID 5, RAID 5 is a common RAID in surveillance, right? So what is RAID 5? Is what RAID 5 has? It has a parity, right? So parity means all these blocks within the stripe group, all these blocks create one parity for itself, so that any block is missing, with the help of parity, it can be regenerated, right? But just imagine if I write a block here, what I will have to do, the technology demand to update the parity. So what I will have to do, I'll make the to read and then update the parity. Yeah? And so is for the next. And so is for the next. So what is the outcome of it? Outcome of it is for the three block writes in this stripe group, it costs 6 read and it costs 3 parity update. Right? So total 12 IO operation just for one three block write. If I extend it to the 16 drive system, which is kind of common systems design in the storage, in 16 drive system, it will take 224 IO just to do 16 drive update. So which is quite a lot IOs. Yeah. Now what we did, again using the same surveillance aware buffer, what we do, our algorithms again collect the data in the buffer, and before actually writing the data into the actual hard drive, our algorithm recalculate the parity inside the buffer itself. So what it means is, if these 3 blocks, they might be sitting in the different places within the queue. The queue here is like 1,000 blocks or something, even more than that. Right? So in those thousands of blocks, we locate each block belong to a single stripe and then recalculate the parity and then write them together. Yeah. So what we have actually achieved here, for 3 write, we don't need any read. We just write the parity one time, and so total 4 IO operation. So in 16 drive system, 16 IO. Now I again admit one thing, that here we are assuming that all the block of this stripe group are available within the buffer. In some cases, maybe it's not available. Some blocks are not available. Maybe out of 15, only 12 blocks are available. So in that case, I will still have to read rest of the 3 blocks. But the point here being, the worst case scenario, I needed 224 IOs to do the same job. Anything less than that is a benefit. Okay? So 16 IO for this same job is the best case scenario. 224 IO is the worst case scenario. Now here I'm talking about, it might sound very small, I'm talking about running these things for years, daily, every day, every second for next 5 years. So what I'm talking here is, I'm reducing the 5 trillion IO which these drives might have to do in their lifetime is reduced to say 1 trillion IO. I'm not going all the way this calculus, I'm just saying 5 times less. Yeah. So 5 trillion become 1 trillion, which means the hard drive inside my unit is only 1 year old after 5 years of operation compared to other competitors' hard drive. So it means it's like I'm improving the life of the whole system, which again, as an integrator, is beneficial for every our partners, because their engineer don't have to run to the site every now and then. Yeah. So this is smart boost. Again, this is a promise technology. So this is proprietary. Not everybody does it. These are some other graphs. I think we are running out of time. So just to show you that we kind of reduce the frame loss on a very high number of camera, because to reduce this frame loss, our competition has to reduce the number of camera, but we kind of improve our firmware, our data flow to kind of cut down these frame loss types. So again, this is just a comparison to do the apple to apple comparison with the CPU is the same. Actually, this is what we have done. We can handle much more camera than our competition can do in the same environment. Here is again, so I'm again not going into it, right? So about why promise, there are a quick thing. 30 years of experience. So we are in the storage industry before storage was an industry actually. So we are from the chip. When we started by making the storage chip on board, there used to be a time when 90% of motherboard in the world used to have promise chip. But we are not in chip business anymore. So after chip, we went into the HBA, then subsystems, and now then services. So we have experience of a whole sea of product lines, right? That's one. Where is it? Okay. All right. Then we have a purpose build with a smart boost, promise planner. OPAS is very interesting feature. Again, I can tell you plugins, storage expansion. We have all in one, certified by all tier 1 brands in surveillance. High quality manufacturing capacity. So again, we don't make a vertical product. We don't make a server or a storage and throw it on you and say that use it for what you want. We make it for a purpose, right? So this is again, I will again try to run. We are much more flexible compared to generic IT servers and very professional service worldwide. I will now leave it to Abdelaziz to close down it, because I'm 5 minutes out already. I'm sorry about that. So Abdelaziz, okay.
يس. شكرا سانتوش. يعني انا اسف احنا اتاخرنا في الوقت، عندنا بس شويه دقائق ان شاء الله. بسرعه هقول لكم جزئيات اخيره. بروميس تكنولوجي از سبورت من عند بروميس، احنا موجود اوريدي الاو اف اس، هو الاوبورتيونيتي سولوشن او سوفت وير. حضراتكم تقدروا، ده الريجستريشن بورتال بتاع بروميس تكنولوجي. حضراتكم از بارتنرز تقدروا تعملوا ريجستريشن للبروجكت بتاعتكم عليه وتاخدوا البروتكشن والكوميونيكيشن ممكن تتم من خلاله. بروميس بتعمل ايه مع حضراتكم في الجزئيه الخاصه بالسبورت؟ احنا نقدر نقون البروجكت فروم اي تو زي معاكم، اللي هو اقصد بيه التندر رايت اب، البري سيلز والفيلد ابلكيشن انجينيرز كديزاين للسولوشنز لحضراتكم، البي او سيز ممكن نساعد حضراتكم فيها، وكمان الافتر سيلز اللي هو الجزئيه الخاصه بالانستليشن فيز. وطبعا التيم بتاعنا هو اللي بيقون السبورت لحضراتكم في الورنتي بيريود بتاعتنا. ده سريعا بروميس بتقدم لكم ايه في الجزئيه دي، جزئيه السبورت. الجزئيه اللي بعد كده هي الخاصه اللي مستر سانتوش اوريدي نوه عنها، هي البلانر تول اللي حضراتكم تقدروا تستخدموها في الديزاينز او تكريتوا من خلالها الانيشال ديزاين، واحنا حضراتكم نقدر نساعدكم في بقيه الستبس اللي بعد كده. ليه بروميس تكنولوجي؟ تاني ممكن يكون كلام معاد او اوريدي مستر سانتوش اوريدي قال جزء منه. بروميس تكنولوجي للكاستمرز بتوعنا، احنا اكثر من 30 سنه اكسبيرينس في مجال الاستورج، عندنا اكثر من 16 مليون يونت في العالم كله شغاله، عندنا ريفرنس كيسز اراوند ذا جلوب، واوريدي هنا في مصر عندنا كيسز كثيره جدا. يعني حضراتكم اكيد اوير بيها، واللي مش اوير احنا ممكن نقدر ابعت ليه الليسته بتاعه السكسسفول كيسز اللي موجوده. كمان اليونتس بتاعتنا زي ما مستر سانتوش قال هي بيربس بيلت او هي تيلورد برودكت للسيرفيلانس، مش هتلاقيها موجوده في الداتا سنتر، هي معموله خصيصا لانها تساعد حضرتك في ان انت ب لو سبيكس تقدر تعمل مشروع بلو سبيكس والبرايسز بتاعته فيري لو. البوكسز بتاعتنا اكوردنج كل التكنولوجي اللي احنا حاطينها جواها في الجزئيه الخاصه بالفيديو او السيرفيلانس ريلايبل والبرفورمانس بتاعها عالي، فحضرتك بتبقى ككاستمر مرتاح في التعامل معاها. المين تايم بتوين فيليرز كبيره، فما فيش مشاكل بتحصل منها. اليونتس باي ديفولت بتيجي لحضرتك ب3 سنين ضمان، ممكن حضرتك تابجريد ل5 سنين. وبالنسبه لمصر احنا اوريدي عندنا ار ام اي هاب موجود اوريدي في مدينه نصر، بيقدم لحضراتكم او ككاستمرز يعني ادفانس ريبليسمنت، وحضراتكم تقدروا كمان تكريتوا من خلاله بزنس كمان في البورتفوليو بتاعكم اللي هي الاس ال ايز، لان اوريدي الهاب موجود في مصر وبيقدم ادفانس ريبليسمنت للبارس وبيكفر بيها مصر بالكامل. فحضراتكم تقدروا مع العملاء بتاعتكم او بتاعتنا ان احنا نقدر نعمل اس ال اي والكوست بتاعتها، لان اوريدي الهاب عندك السبير بارتس بتاعته موجوده فيسبورتك في تايم قليل قوي. بالنسبه لحضراتكم كبارتنرز، وزي ما مستر سانتوش نوه للجزئيه دي، احنا البرايسز بتاعتنا نوت ترانسبيرنت، بمعنى ان البرايسز اوريدي جاست بس بتطلع للشانل بتاعتنا، ومش ممكن الكاستمر بتاعك يقدر ياخد الاس كيو او البارت نمبر زي الفندرز الثانيين ويشوف الام اس ار بي بتاعه على الاونلاين ويسكويز معاك. فانت من هنا تقدر يبقى عندك نيجوشيشن ويندو اعرض او اكبر، فتقدر تحقق بروفيت اكتر. كمان السبورت بروميس تكنولوجي لحضرتك في الجزئيه دي، او اللي هي الافتر سيل سبورت. مش بس بنسبورت الهاردوير بتاعنا، اي فندور هيقدر يسبورت حضرتك لما بس يقول لك الليد بتاعي منور ولا لا، او في باور في ايشو. لكن احنا اوريدي في كيسز اوريدي هنا في مصر الفيلد ابلكيشن انجينيرز اوريدي اتدخلوا وصلوا لحد ليفل الكاميرا، صلحوا في السوفت وير وصلحوا كمان في الكاميرا. فاللي انا عايز اقوله هنا، احنا اجينست اذرز او الجينيريك اي تي سيرفرز او ستورج، احنا التيم بتاعنا او السبورت تيم سيرتيفايد وكواليفايد ان هو يسبورت حضرتك مش بس في الهاردوير بتاعنا، لا كمان هو بيديك داون مع التيم بتاعك ان هو يقدر يعرف المشكله فين، ممكن تبقى موجوده في الكاميرا ويصلحها، او ممكن كمان تكون موجوده في الكونفجريشن ويرشد حضرتك تصلحها ازاي. كمان للبارتنرز بتوعنا للريجسترد بارتنرز في ريبيت ليه اكوردنج طبعا الاتشيفمنتس بتاعته. فاحنا عندنا سيلز ريبيت للبارتنرز بتوعنا. التريننجز بتاعتنا المختلفه مجانيه. كمان اليونتس اوريدي احنا عندنا معظم الديمو يونتس موجوده اوريدي في مصر، اللي حابب يعمل ديمو اوريدي اليونت موجوده، حضرتك بتاخدها فري اوف تشارج. اليونتس بتاعتنا زي ما قلت لحضراتكم هي تيلورد وبيربس بيلت للسيرفيلانس، وبالتالي هي ريلايبل بتاوت بيرفورم، وبالتالي ممكن ده يقدر يكريت لحضرتك بزنس اكتر من خلال الريفيرنج من الكاستمر. ده البورتفوليو بتاع بروميس الخاص بالسيرفيلانس. واحنا قلنا ان احنا اوريدي عندنا كمان بورتفوليو ثاني خاص بالريتش ميديا وخاص بالداتا سنتر. اشكر وقتكم، ولو في اسئله نتشرف بحضراتكم وجاهزين للرد.